Hey everybody, this is TJ115. We're back at Badlandz. This is a map we did about 2 weeks ago. This is a map where I accidentally shot 2 of my own teammates and pulled a Jeremy. We had Kevin run through the swamp. Jeremy got me back and did a really good job this time. He was always on the opposite team, which was weird. But yeah, we'll get right down into it. So starting off, we played on one of the newer maps. This is where I accidentally shot my teammate in the back. Did a really good close-up right here on the right. Got him right between the shoulder blades as he was diving for the flag. Wasn't paying attention, just captured the flag. This is the other side, come out guns blazing. First map, that was me shooting my own dude in the back of the head. Can't tell you how many times it's happened to me when you just get super excited. Another big mistake right here, didn't see that dude run to the bottom left. Pops out, gets me right in the hopper. So then we play again because they're pretty short games. Run to the other side. I'm really fast even though I was wearing my really muddy boots that were tracking, well, it was a lot of weight. So run to the big yellow van in the middle, cover the defensive side on the right. Make sure no one goes to push up even though the objective's on the left. Hoping that my team will take the flag. You'll see in the other one that I think that I can get it because we've been playing at this field for a long time, but you'll see sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm playing hard defense, being aware of my surroundings. The one thing that I know for sure is there's a huge gap under this that people usually used to pick off before they put pallets underneath it, and it's a good way to spy. So I see those 2 people, pick him off straight dead ahead, and know that I didn't hit the guy on the left toward the trees. So run out there, get him, game over. Alright, last match. Running up to the objective, gonna make it a quick game since half of everyone's out of paint. And this happens. It just fades away. And I get up because I think that I'm still in, and I get tagged, so this is it in super slow motion. Running up, get my fingers on it, just shove it out of the way. I'm not gonna make any excuses. It wasn't that cold. I felt it. I just totally ate it.
Put sideways. There we go. Got the good shot.
That's for you, Jace. The best thing about this is make sure when you're playing paintball to film in like a high frame rate, so then you can see when the paintballs are flying in the air. It's super cool and something like that when you have 3 people shooting at you or around the bunker by you, because you can see their ropes. So on this map, we were making fun of Jeremy at the beginning, and then because I thought he was on our team, Kevin wants to run through the water.
Lincoln red the lights at you.
Go for it.
We're good.
He ends up doing it. I don't get a really good shot. I don't know what happened. I could see him really clear out of my glasses as I was running, but I guess you've got a more wide field of view than the camera lens does on super view. Running up, you can see there he jumps in. The rest of us hit cover because it's kind of you can't tell how long the map is. Kevin just keeps on running. There's some really good places to hide if you're willing to get wet. So I sneak out to the leftmost side, trying to work on the flank and do the worst surrender in the history of everything.
I don't want to shoot you.
So I had a really good clear shot on him. I didn't take it. I wanted to surrender him. He hit the guy on his left, my right, and I thought that his focus was on there. I was just going to walk up and tap him. I see that there's 3 guys over here on the right hand side of the screen. So I just tagged that guy out, made it all the way back to their spawn, didn't walk back far enough. There's only one bridge to get across over here. So I'm walking all sly, nonchalant, like I'm on their team, so if they were to turn around and realize I was there, they wouldn't think 2 things about it. But Jeremy goes ahead and tags me because I wasn't paying any attention to him. So remember to not be super focused on one thing, because that, I can't tell you how many times it screwed me over.
Hey coach, I got any more paint left on me? Yeah, a little too low there, champ.
I was a little angry after Jeremy got me because I wasn't paying attention. And I definitely should have, especially to see someone squatting back there. But I wasn't thinking. I thought everyone else moved up and that it would be an easy 3 kills and we would have won.
And he's in good defensive standings when he's got 2 coming at him. 1v2, what's gonna happen?
Last guy on our team versus 2 guys on their team. 3, sorry.
Cover your PP.
So we're getting kind of shot at. Just make sure if you're walking the lines and you've got a camera and you want to record everyone else's action, make sure to keep your hand up, because I can't tell you how many times I've been in that situation where you're playing defense against a bunch of guys and everyone's getting really close to the action on the sidelines, but you don't know if they're out or not because they're still behind cover because they don't want to get hit by your paint flying by, but they don't make it obvious that they're not in the game anymore.
Looks like his leg's sticking out. Can you nail the leg? Nope. Don't really know what he's
So
shooting.
stay with the ref, keep your hand up, make it look obvious that you're out. They were playing pretty good defense, just hiding behind a series of twigs.
Color in the trees.
And I told them beforehand to make sure that when they're being pinned down by someone with a speedball gun, especially this guy who we were having a lot of fun with, wait till you hear, you know, a pod pop so you can run out there and attack. He's not going to be totally out of paint, but that's going to be your best time rather than him ripping ropes at you. And he ends up getting out because he's peeking when someone's shooting ropes at him. He could have had it too. He did really, really good.
This thing was soaking wet and it's still shooting.
So Kevin rips his little Griffin, even though it's semi-auto. Me and Jace were talking about that.
Who's ready to get
Kevin does a really good job. He just, I don't know. I don't think that I hear him while we're playing. But he's into it and he's having a lot of fun and he's doing really good. I don't know if it's his hustle, because Jeremy's got really, really, really good hustle and he's really loud and tells everyone where everyone's at. All the bystanders think that it's annoying, but it is. It's really helpful and pretty tactical. The only thing is Jeremy's got to watch his cover. For Kevin, I don't think I've played long enough with him to find out. But Jeremy learned what I do, and that's why he got me out twice. And it was both because I wasn't paying attention. One time I walked into him, the other time I walked into his line of sight.
Welcome to paintball. Good luck out there. Don't! Jorge was a great friend. Alright, I'm going wide left. You guys can... Don't shoot me in the head.
Yeah, don't do what I did to the other poor guy. Our team was doing really good. I think that it should have been an even split between speedball guns and semi-autos. I think that's a really good way of splitting it up, especially if people are in groups. Just cut them in half and make them walk to the different ends. So this is a side that I like to run over here just because I feel like I blend in with this cover more. And I'm good at using the verticals. And I was in my boots, so I didn't mind getting muddy. So I get that guy across the way there. I'm trying to get that guy to peek some more. And then I know that there's a guy around this corner. Quick get him. Jace calls him out. And I'm trying to get these guys. The one thing about these were decent balls that I had purchased from them a long time ago, so they had gotten weathered, is when one explodes in the barrel and you've got an Apex 2 barrel on, you need to swab it and squeegee it. And what I do is try and make sure that my swab is nice and dry, but if there's any moisture, well, I should say when it's wet, because a little bit of moisture is not going to hurt that much, but I put a slight bit of backspin on the ball. So that way it carries just a little bit straighter. It gets, well, I should say it gets less affected by the elements. So if there's a little gust of wind, it's not going to drift as much because it's shedding that off due to the backspin drag. So got that guy. Trying to make my way. I am worried about people all the way on the right side, but no balls have been whizzing over towards me, so I didn't really worry about it too much. I was pretty focused on this, which I don't know what was wrong with me, but that was my downfall, and you know, the 2 times Jeremy got me, so I need to make sure that I'm paying more attention. So I think there's just the guy way back there, and I'm checking to make sure that there's no one else in the second and third cover coming up from his position towards me. Making sure everything else is safe. It looks like there's one guy far over there. I spot the other guy between, or laying down. I didn't see him. If you're playing defense over there,
That's it.
that's a really good place to be, because especially if you've got an apex barrel, it's hard to get people who are laying down, because if they've got a lot of backspin on it, the ramp will shoot it down and then it'll start curving up. So you have to quantify your distances.
Hey, good job, man. I didn't even see you.
So do really good sportsmanship, because it sucks getting shot, and it especially sucks getting gogged. And I can't tell you how many times it's happened. So it feels good when
Yeah, no problem.
you know, everyone else is carrying, especially if you carry a microfiber on you and you can swab that stuff off them.
Hey, good job, team.
So most important rule though, don't be a dick. When
Alright.
on one of the other videos, I don't know if I didn't record it because I only had my gun cam that time. I lent my gun to someone who had just been paintballing for the first time, and I gave them my gun and I took their tipman, and we had a blast. Jeremy shot me in the back that time,
What were they
but
doing?
it was a lot of fun.
Okay, so defense.
This map's called Zipper because of that middle lane, by the way. In here we were discussing
What did you
tactics,
see?
even though we were doing really good, and we had a lot better of a
Okay.
team. 2 speedball guns, someone who can rip on their Griffin, and then the other 2 guys who weren't doing
Alright,
too
did you hear
shabby.
voices, guys?
This was a
Follow
really
over there.
good group of people, really friendly sportsmanship. Maybe 3 other people I miscounted. But they were all having fun.
Oh,
Hold on. Mina needs the ammo.
TJ115. It might pop up. Hey, does anyone else need paint?
Anyone else need paint? I can take a couple of
So, the rule of thumbs, I hope you guys saw that there, is if there's a guy with a speedball gun and he uses up all his ammo, that's his own fault. You always make sure that you offer your own paint to the rentals,
sir.
because they don't usually bring extra pods first. And as long as they're not being wasteful, then, you know, everyone's having fun. So, I don't really like going this way this much. I feel like it's an uphill battle, because they get to jump on you over towards the right hand side if they see that no one's playing defense up there, so they can make it all the way to midfield. And they are, in my orientation, mid left, and they're pushed back on the mid right side, and then center they're okay. So they moved up a little bit. They're not by mid or center. They're kind of center
You got
defense
one
right
dead
now.
ahead and
So I
second
didn't
to
see
the
that guy
right.
running up there. He did a really good job. He was poking out a lot though, and I couldn't get that guy across the map, so he got tagged. And he was
I got
either
one
the
dead
guy
ahead,
pushing
one
from
slightly
center,
to, like,
pushing
my
center
11,
left orientation to me,
and then one in the center.
or that guy that was playing defensive center. I'm guessing it was that guy that I'm shooting at currently in those bunkers. Shout out to Badlandz though. Ren has been really good to us, especially when they started outlawing paint. You know, he seems like a really good guy. Shamara, go fuck yourself. Nobody likes you. And I don't say that about a lot of people. I wish that one time you would have been nice to me, because if everyone there loves me and you've got a problem with me and everyone else, then you're probably the problem. I do firmly believe that you should give back to who's hosting. So I had a bunch of spare tires, and regrettably Ren
Hey,
doesn't
where
take
is he?
spare tires at his place, but you know, you are at their facility, they took the time to build it. If you can give any donations to them that they're looking for, they are. So Ren texted back, and he's looking for any wood that you can give him. Just check it with him before you go and drop it off at his field. What's it called? That corrugated metal he uses for the buildings over in the Typhoon map. That's the one with the boats in it. And what's it called? I got hit on the head. I didn't know if it exploded, but I got hit in the chest as well, and Jace could see it because I think it was pink. What else is he looking for? Oh, railroad ties to that they use in Fort for the outside bunkers. So if you got any of that stuff, give a shout out to Ren. Really good guy. You know, you should give back. Yeah, you are paying quite a bit of money for paint. I mean, it's cheaper than anywhere else, and it's BYOP, so you know, I respect that. So when I get the time, I'll get my 3 friends in their truck together and bring them some railroad ties. So it's coming to your run, just whenever we can coordinate something. So the one thing I do love about this place the most, especially playing with Jace, is that they're willing to listen to you guys. Usually I let the people who haven't been there as long as we have choose the map and stuff like that. Everyone loves Fort, and I love playing at Fort as well, and they spent the most time building Fort, it seems, and putting the most effort into it, so it really pays off. So I don't mind playing it a bunch of times throughout the day. The speedball courses, I could probably do without, since it seems like just a waste of paint, not only your part but everyone else's. Like speedball guy who's taking everyone else's paint when he doesn't really need it, because no one else is playing as aggressive as he is led to believe, because everyone's got rentals. So I got off my soapbox. The only other thing is that when people run with their own setups, that guy leaves his straps down on empty pods just so he knows that they're empty. He knows that his pods will stay in, but 3 people went in and adjusted his straps because they were hanging down.
You guys,
so
I'll call you guys out if he sees this on you.
Thanks, man. You're the real MVP.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to see the YouTube videos of this
For sure.
So he was pretty cool. I know he was having a lot of fun. So.
TJ115.
And I'm really not good at uploading videos. This is like going on the 2nd week after this happened, so that I'm cutting out all the bad crap, and you guys are getting the stories when you need to see it and stuff like that. So regardless, we had a lot of fun here. I just wish we could play some more different maps.
Really well. What do we need to...
Like I said one more time, this was a really good group of guys. What else happened? If anyone has any tips on cleaning scratch lenses, lend them out because I have no clue. Mine are slightly scratched. I stuck them in the tub of hot water and a little bit of detergent to clean it out, and while I was mixing it up I scratched the lens because it was hitting the sides. But the only thing that I saw that helps with people with non-thermals to get it from stopping fog up is taking some spray wax or carnauba and rubbing it on there and just making sure you got a really thin coat on it, because if you're sweating and it's getting really hot in there, it'll irritate your eyes a little bit. So just make sure, nice thin coat, wax it on, let it dry all the way, wax it off, and then dunk it in some water and clean it, and then let it air dry. So these small maps right here are really great for trying to work your triangles or your point of attack and defense. So if someone's poking out you need to be able to kind of visualize everyone else's line of sight and where your defensive struggles are with that. If I've got a guy on my 45 on my left and a guy at a 45 on my right, then I'm screwed.
Hey, he's all on me right now if you want to peek.
I've got no cover because that's taken up the 90 degrees that's behind the cover. Now, in one of my other videos I was alternating, I got trapped in something like that where I was flanking wide left, and some guy was in their defense, and then there was a guy in center in one of the wooded maps, and I had to alternate in order to keep them down. And while I was shooting at one, I'd alternate and shoot at the other. So they were poking out every other time, but every time they poked out, I was shooting at their friend. And that's creating a lot of aggro. So I'm trying to get these balls around the corner. I didn't use my apex as much as I usually do, you know, cranking up the curvature on it.
Surrender! Yeah, no, surrender.
Yeah, the game wasn't over. I made that mistake, so I got shot. But a pretty okay surrender. I know that when the games come to stuff like this, where you know someone like me who's been playing for a while, I need to get my ego in check and not do such crappy surrender jobs. I should have probably went up behind him, you know, a ways back, and then just tagged him instead of doing that, you know, beyond 10 or 20 feet. And I could have done it, but it would have been harder and less direct. But that's probably what was right to do. So here I run up real quick, and the guy with the purple mask on the other team in the pajama pants, someone was playing defense for him and wasn't calling me out, and he got tagged because he thought that he had him. Or neither of them were paying attention. One of the two. So here's mid-game. We got pushed. I shoot to get him to duck down and then run up on him. Worked out really well. Just trying to move with those trees.
No, go that way.
Yeah, I was yelling at that kid to try and figure out where
It's just him,
his
right?
one-on-one was getting him, and he wasn't really paying attention. He was just, you know, in his zone.
Alright, hey, I'm flanking wide right, you flank wide.
With his face in the dirt,
Yeah, the
so.
other right. Shut up.
I had a really bad time with my directions. I need to like make sure that I have sugar and caffeine and stuff. So the only other thing that I want to do with my setup is get it lighter, because these boots are really good for playing woods ball, but I was tracking up so much mud and that was making everything so much heavier. And my pod pack bounces, and you know, it takes off a lot of umph when you're a really fast runner, so that's something that we need to pay attention to. So I paint checked him. As you can see, I fired that one and then created a cloud. Right there you can see a little yellow dot on him. I don't know if he didn't know, whatever. I wanted to call it out because I know that Chase is giving me crap for it. Because he didn't find anything, and I'll let him keep playing. But no worries, if I didn't get a good hit on him, he didn't deserve it. So over here, I was using the trees to run up on a guy. I got him. This other guy had no clue I was coming, so I used the trees as a blind spot. And I hope you can hear the guys in the background yelling and pointing. And I shoot that dude in the arm, and then quick swap to this guy on my
Hey,
left.
don't shoot after your hit, bro. You can feel it. It's on your arm.
Yeah, I was heated up there
Is he still on?
because I shot him in the elbow,
Huh?
which I feel like that's something you can't say that you can't feel.
No.
And that guy sitting on the log who was out
you
was
in?
calling me.
Were you talking and telling them where I was at? I said, were you talking and telling them where I was at?
I heard one of them yelling. No, that was
And then the other guy did a really good job at listening to the dude who was out. And then Jace came over and, you know, he heard it too. He knew what was going on. I believed him. They came up with a pretty convincing story of the other guy yelling. I didn't see him, so I didn't really know. And then, you know, I kind of kept my ego in check and know that the ref would take care of it. And,
Oh, okay.
you know, you can't really win in that situation. You guys are already out, so there's no use in, you know, fighting. But I do believe that there is something in saying, having a word or two, just so they're less likely to do it the next time. Or they didn't know or get a pre-check. So
I'm down with just painting each other like your friends.
this last 3 videos, we were playing 1v1, me versus that guy. Everyone else left, so it was just us. And we wanted to have some fun. He has an Eagle 11, and I've got an Ion. He used to be a ref here. I'm just some dude. So we had a lot of fun. My GoPro died, so all this is going to be highlights from the barrel cam. The weather made it a lot of fun.
ADHD medications today? Huh? Because I'm a teacher. Yep.
Oh, was that on the actual school?
Yeah, career center.
All in Thursday.
Oh my god, I hope the, what's going on with my GoPro? Is it not recording? Hit the button. Oh.
The top, right?
So, on Fort, if you've never been there before, there's a fort on a hill that's surrounded by walls. The walls are open, and not each corner, but halfway through. And on halfway through from corner to corner, there's a tower. And you'll see those when I run in there, but everything else is bunkers down on the hill. So if you have someone uphill and they're in the fort or around the fort, or they're using the fort for cover, then you just have to buckle in your bunker and wait for them to make a move.
Tell him to open his mouth.
So here, that was my tactic. Just run quick up to cover, since he's got a gun that can shoot, you know, ropes and stuff like that very, very accurately. I did get out once because of that. I was adjusting my sensitivity right there. So he starts laying down some fire. I'm trying to pick up my speed. It's hard to pump your arms and parkour over stuff when you're carrying a lot of weight. So I quick run up, get some cover in the trees, finish running over to the fort, get some defense on the wall, try and peek and see where he's at, because the best thing you can do on this map, on any map, especially in Woods Ball, is make sure that you've got an eye on your attacker. So over here I'm trying to make my way through the fort. Sorry, it's not much to see. Just a bunch of mud and grass. So I'm in the fort looking over towards his spawn where we first walked in. Making my way around. There's some holes in the fence and I'm using those. Whenever he makes a run, I want to make sure that I'm on him. Now, the way that I utilize my paintball skills, especially on this map, is get someone to choose cover and then leave them alone. So start picking off someone else and finding out, because that way you know. So this is the next map. I got him running over there. That way you know that where they are, and you can start looking for a second opponent, and then continuously check back with the first opponent so you can find out if they're moved or what's going on. So he was shooting over my head, and then obviously the next place to peek is over to the left. Between there, and he picks me off nice and easy. So he threaded the needle, did a really nice job. That was a great shot. So we're checking ammo, making sure we're pretty even on everything, because no one wants to go in guns blazing with any bit of a hand up on it. So making sure everything's fair. We both had a hopper and a pod left, so we thought might as well play another round. We're getting pretty pooped, as you can tell. I'm dragging my gun and letting everything swing, and that's stuff you guys got to pay attention to as well when you're playing against other people. You can check their energy level by how they're carrying themselves. So here, pretty much the same as before. I'm going to try and get up there as fast as I can. He's laying down some fire. He didn't think that I'd be running up here, so he put a little bit of defense on me. Well, he didn't think that I would run this fast. So I check myself before I get to the fort, because I'm a little lethargic, laying down some fire, shooting into the ground. Totally ate crap. Jace saw the whole thing, so I can't just shrug it off. Shot at Jace. Alright, so my next goal right now is I lost him. I gotta find out where he's at. So around this corner, I can see that he's in the bunker. But I'm thinking, alright, well, what are the odds of me picking him off from here? Not too great. If he sees me, he's got a gun that can shoot better. I need to get a little bit more close and personal, or get him more out in the open. So I'm taking my deep breaths. I can be as loud as I want because I'm behind cover. I'm peeking around the corner, and he moves out of my line of view. So I'm going to check. I gotta keep my eyes on him, and I can't lag too far behind him. So there's a tree right there, so the little black side of my face isn't gonna give anything away. So I'm checking, I can see him. I see that he cuts left behind here, but down the berm on the other side. So I peek inside there to see if he's moving, stick my gun up and play defense because I've got nothing to cover me but that wall. Even if I drop down, he can still shoot over the berm. Going around the corner to check and see if he's close. I see him fire and pop him. So you guys, that was it. 1-2-0. Had a lot of fun. Kicked a lot of butt. Just gotta work on my surrenders, stuff like that. Playing at the levels and make sure everyone's having fun. We did a really good job. Everyone seemed to like it. So yeah, the last couple seconds will be that beautiful picture of me shooting my own teammate in the head because I wasn't paying attention to how high my gun was. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. Anyways, we'll be back sometime soon. Hit us up if you're consistently on the field and wanna, meet up and go out for burritos afterwards. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you really liked it. Keep on painting.